Hi, I'm Robert Scott, and I'm with Karna Duquite. She's a Supervising Program Administrator in our Continual Improvement Unit here at Santa Clara Valley Water District. And she's going to tell us about their Continual Improvement newsletter.
Thank you, Robert. Yes, so this is a new feature of our management system, which is to maintain ongoing awareness about the management system and what's the latest and greatest news about it.
Okay.
That is something that we observed would be helpful for a lot of our employees who, some of them are unaware that they're even operating within a management system. So we're really focused on what is the district doing regularly to improve its own effectiveness, its own operations, primarily so that we can continually improve customer satisfaction.
Okay.
So anyone out in the community, anyone outside our boundaries of our buildings, basically. So what we do is we have this newsletter that we put out quarterly to highlight kudos to any of our programs here at the Water District that have made great strides in some area of continual improvement. Maybe they've streamlined a process, maybe they've reduced the number of forms that have to be used to complete a type of body of work. We also talk about any of the current observations that staff have made to correct or adjust any of our processes. And I talked a little bit about that previously regarding our CPAR system, the Corrective and Preventive Action Request System. So I did kind of go over the details about that, but it's also helpful to share with all the employees in our newsletter what are the areas that we're noticing that could use some adjustment at this time. We also published the latest list of brand new processes that have been published in our online document control system, another area that I spoke about with you earlier. And then we also like to share about the schedule of upcoming activities that are going to be happening with the management system, upcoming meetings, upcoming audits, that type of information. So again, it's a brand new tool for us. We haven't even, used it for a year at this point. So it'll be interesting to see, just based on speaking with our colleagues, if they're finding that tool to be a helpful way to stay regularly informed about our management system.
Okay. So what was the impetus for the creation of it? Did something happen, or was it a brainstorm session you guys had? How did this come about?
It partly came about because during an audit, it was discovered that our employees as a whole didn't have an awareness that we even have a management system here at the district.
Okay.
And a management system, very simply, in any organization, private or public, is simply the framework of processes that are in place to do work. Whether those processes are effective or not, it doesn't judge or value those. It's just what's in place to perform work.
Okay.
And we realized through one of our audits that folks aren't really aware that they're even operating within a management system or what role they have in continual improvement. They do have a role. They can certainly always make recommendations to improve a process. We do that through our CPAR system. They can always make a recommendation for documenting a process. We can do that through our document control system. So it's that lack of awareness and understanding that was observed during an audit situation, an audit interview. And so the newsletter is one avenue that we're exploring as a way to determine, okay, are we getting the information out? Is the word going out? We want it on a frequency that makes sense, but not too much so that folks, understandably, if they see too many times, they might just tune out.
Yes.
So right now the newsletter goes out quarterly in our News You Can Use, which is the Water District's weekly newsletter of various key messages that we like to communicate internally to our staff.
Okay, that's great. Any other benefits that's been derived from the implementation of this tool?
Well, I think the other benefit has been, I think folks like to see their programs getting highlighted.
Yes.
If they see themselves in the newsletter, we usually have pictures of the team that helped improve a particular process. For them, it's a nice little win and morale boost for them as well to say, hey, It's a good reminder, the water district does great work.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate that great work, and let's celebrate the improvements toward improving ourselves, but also improving our customer satisfaction.
Okay, sounds good. Any suggestions you have for anyone that may be interested in developing a newsletter?
Sure. It's helpful to have an understanding, in this case, as I said, this came up through an audit situation. So having an understanding of what key messages would be important to communicate with employees. It was helpful for me, having been here for over 15 years at the district. I have a lot of relationships with folks, so I heard from my colleagues what their concerns were, what they didn't or did know about the management system. So just those relationships helped inform the kind of information you could put in our newsletter, including the audit findings help drive that as well.
Okay.
So just tapping into your audience and getting a sense of what they need and designing it for their needs.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. There it is. This is the newsletter of continual improvement here at Santa Clara Valley Water District, and I'm with Karna Duquite, and this is a tool that you might like to use.